that mother over there is not real.
God. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Full Belly Podcast. I am your host. My name is Matt Bell. We have some wonderful guests on today. Before we introduce anything, talk about anything, get into anything, I want to do a timeout. Is it this way or this way? Whatever way you figure a timeout is technically supposed to be done. Like and subscribe. Make sure that you follow us on whatever platform you're watching this on, and then we can get back into it. We have some wonderful guests on today. We have a different co-host today as well, which I'll introduce you to in a moment. But, you know, we talk about how we get filled up here, how we used to be empty in whatever way, shape, or form, how people are empty out there in a lot of different ways. We're not talking about just hunger. We're talking about love, self-esteem, friendship, whatever it might be, how you can get filled up, how you can fill somebody else up in those ways, and how you can help them stay full for the rest of their lives. So, a lot of good people on here talking about that, and our co-host is John. Everybody knows John. John's been a guest on here before. He's been a guest.
I've actually co-hosted 2 other times, but not with. This is my first co-host with you.
Right, because Juan wanted to host.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't let him.
You would not.
So he just decided to have a show.
Yeah,
and not tell me about it.
And then you got sick one time, and we just did a sneak podcast.
Yeah, that could be the case. Juan's sick right now.
He's very sick. He's actually sick. I mean, he's sick, but like he's sick.
He's sick, right, but he's also sick.
Very
sick, but sick.
Yeah, we did a sneak podcast behind your back.
You know why he's sick?
Because he did that. It's karma.
Karma coming back to him. 100%.
That's what it is.
100%. Also because he touches a lot of germs, and then he puts it on his vape, and then he vapes.
He doesn't wear shoes.
Also because he doesn't wear shoes.
So I feel like there's a lot of
things he could do.
Stuff that are entering
absorbing.
his body. Yeah, for sure.
Direct contact.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like very unsafe.
Weakened his immune system over time. So
if we could just,
he's okay.
For a moment, just keep the camera on John, but listen to my voice, okay? For those of you that are watching, just look at John. I'd like you to zoom in whenever in this edit at 25% and just continue to look at John and look at his eyes and then focus on one eye and then focus on the other eye. And then I want you guys editing to zoom into 50%, and I want you to stare at his lips. And I just want you to think about life. Now I want you to zoom in at 100%. 100%. All the way. All right, that's enough. This is getting out of control.
Take it back.
Bring it back in. This is getting out of control. I don't know where you went.
I don't know where you were going with that. I know where I went.
I don't know where you were going, but I was not there.
Okay.
I was somewhere else.
I mean, I wasn't there either.
Yeah, where were you? Where were you?
I was in a good place.
I was in a confused place.
Yeah, you're one of those like snake men that play the flute. You had me under a spell right there. I would have done anything you would have asked in that moment. That's scary.
I hope that in editing we can play some music like that over that.
I don't know if I like that kind of power you just had over me. I mean, I liked it, and then I didn't, and I'm very confused. Yeah.
That's how it all works.
Yeah, anyways, whatever, dude.
Hope that Juan gets better.
Yeah.
Hope that everybody just enjoyed looking into your eyes and into your lips. Onto your lips.
Onto my lips.
Yeah. We have some really good guests that I'd like to introduce.
Yes.
Because it's getting real weird right now. Jenna and Cora are here with us today.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Thank you guys for coming. Are you guys feeling uncomfortable at all?
A little bit.
Just a little?
A little bit.
What's making you the most uncomfortable?
I don't know. Like,
Probably
I just
John
feel
licking his
very
lips.
out of place right now, but I like it.
Okay. You like to be out of place?
I like to become comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Wow.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I think there's a deep message there.
There is.
There's a very, very deep message. What about you?
I like that a lot, actually.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's good. That's how I feel too.
Thanks.
Is that a stain on your shirt?
No.
It's not.
I think
it is.
you should go to the eye doctor.
Okay. I actually just went. My eyes are great.
Do not zoom in on the
Are we able to zoom in on that?
2010.
Can we zoom in on that? I think that's a stain.
I wonder what that is.
I think you
What do you
need
think
to go to
that
the
is?
eye doctor as well.
And my eyes are
Is that
great.
Is that edible? Whatever that is, or
It might be.
should you try
Can I?
it?
I think you should.
Can I? This is gonna sound so weird. I want to try it and then try and guess what that stain is.
Go for
good
it?
idea.
You have my permission.
Yes.
Yes, consent.
Corey, you're
I've
okay
given
with
you
that?
consent. Go
Everyone's
for it.
okay with that.
I'm
Doesn't
absolutely.
matter. I'm gonna taste it either way.
This is about full bellies.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Fill yourself up here.
Get into it, yeah.
You're gonna have to really like suck on that shirt to saturate. Can you smell it? Why are you sniffing it like a gerbil, dude? Taking those fast little whiffs.
You are a freak of nature, dude.
What was it? Downy laundry detergent.
That's
It's
what-
like all you got out of it.
It's no. It's Surge. Surge.
What is that?
Surge.
Yeah, what is
is that?
Surge?
You remember Surge?
Is that the
No.
energy drink from back in the day?
Back
Like-
in the day,
the
like
old
before Mellow Yellow and
Yeah.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
No, never mind. I take it back. That's like a French vanilla cappuccino.
No.
Chai tea latte with almond milk, extra shot of espresso.
No.
Hot cocoa.
No.
One more guess. Hot cocoa with almond milk.
Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
It's
not-
literally dirt from the ground. That's what it is.
Hold on, are you serious? Is
Yes,
it really?
I'm serious. And then,
Wait a minute.
I used a Clorox wipe.
I
to
tasted
try to
that
get it.
for sure. It tastes
so,
chemical.
So you got, you got a little bit of,
It tasted like a Subutex. You know, it's got
She's just got a sub that's
not
dissolved
the
on her
Suboxone,
shirt.
the
Yeah.
chemical.
Right.
That's what it tasted like. You know, I didn't want to guess.
That's the
that.
first thing
That's
that
fair.
popped to your mind. You
Yes.
thought of chemicals.
Literally, yeah. Chemical.
It's
yeah.
literally dirt
dirt, yeah.
from the ground.
Yeah, it's just dirt from the nature
It's
therapy.
soil.
group.
Nature therapy.
that's what I was doing.
Yeah,
There
was
it is.
outside doing nature
There it is. Getting into it. Literally getting into it.
hanging from a tree.
Yo.
What were we talking about right before we got into this? The lady. You sound like that lady.
Oh.
Bobby? Is that her name?
No, we were talking about the plane lady
Plain lady.
The plane lady.
who saw a lizard person on the plane. And she said, and I quote, "That motherfucker over there is not real."
So good.
That was really good. What did she see? It
A
was
lizard person.
a reptilian shapeshifter.
Yes.
Is that really what happened? Because I never heard the details. It was a lizard person?
Apparently, that's what she saw. She was looking at this man, and apparently this man had
so
reptilian
good.
eyes.
It was the eyes that did it to her?
Yeah. Yep.
They do. Have you seen
Scared
those
her so
videos?
bad. Think
Yeah.
about that. Think about seeing somebody with eyes
Yeah.
so scary that you're like, I'm getting off of this plane and screaming at everybody on it.
You can't fake a response like that. She was clearly shook. Of
In
course, she was
distress.
shook.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I saw some interviews of her like recently.
Yeah, where is she
after
now?
the event. She seems completely normal.
Yeah.
No, she's like a stable, legit job. She's not like some crazy person. Like she's like a
So do you think
well-respected-
that do you think she really was that afraid, or do you think she had some sort of like mental breakdown in the moment? Do you think she was under the influence? What do you guys think?
I was reading the comments and everyone was like, "Oh, they shut her up. Like it's real." And they gave her a bunch of money and now she's just going to act like everything's
Nothing
fine.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think that there's like lizard people out there that are
I
trying to
don't
hide
think
from
that,
us?
but that's what the public seems.
It's aliens.
Yeah, I feel like maybe a small mental breakdown.
That's the secret, the 1%ers. That's who control. It's the reptilian shapeshifters.
Dang.
Yeah. It's a whole thing.
They were trying to just sneak one from DC over to Boston on
Every-
an American
every-
Airlines flight or whatever it was. Just like you put them in the
Delta.
back. Yeah.
every once in a while they have a sense of humor, so they like messing with people.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're gonna really mess with this lady and ruin her life.
Let's plant
So-
one in the back of the
Yeah.
plane.
Yeah, he just did it.
All the way in the back of the plane. I feel like that would
where
just
no
be
one else could
scarier.
see it but her. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're the last one off. You have to
Yeah.
be with this person the longest out of
Yeah.
everybody on the plane.
And then he was just laughing to himself, like, "Yeah, I scared the fuck
He
out of
blinked
her."
his eyes and transferred back to normal right after she started
I don't know
saying
what
it.
she's talking talking about?
Yeah.
He's playing innocent.
That's so weird.
Yeah, bro.
No, but really, who's that Bobby girl? The
TikTok.
what's her name? Is her name Bobby?
Booby
Bobby.
Bobby.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Booby Bobby? Did you say Booby Bobby?
Yes.
Is that really what they call her?
No.
Oh,
It's a good
that's just
nickname.
what you call her.
It's a good
Yes.
nickname for
Yeah.
her. Though.
Yeah.
She's lopsided
Yeah.
to him.
I feel like when we interact with each other back and forth sometimes, and you have that, like, it's like a monotone, like funny though, like, yeah, it reminds me of her.
Oh.
You remind me of her. She reminds me of you.
Okay.
You guys,
Like that right there. That response. That was it.
That
You
was
guys have
perfect.
similar mannerisms and just tones. But I really enjoy watching her.
I don't know why.
I don't know what it is
yeah.
about her.
I can't stop watching.
Thoroughly enjoy watching
Yeah.
her.
It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should probably do that.
Do what?
Do
Start a
that.
podcast where
Start a
you
podcast.
literally just
Just with that face right. Yeah.
barely
Don't
respond
laugh.
to people.
So good.
You can't laugh though. You can't. It's got to be like.
And then-
you're interviewing people and asking serious questions.
and then just
and
talk
then-
shit to
and
him.
then just
He'll like say a joke and she'll be
nicest
like,
way.
that wasn't funny.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Next question.
Yeah. So nonchalant.
I mean, like, and
like God. Drake
I wonder
didn't
if
even
she's
know how
really
to
like that in
respond.
real life or if
There's
she's
no
acting.
way. There's no way. Maybe there is a way. You know.
I would love to get her on here and just have her tear us up, dude. Just literally
yeah.
humiliate us with everything.
I would.
We should reach out to
sit
her.
through all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask her a question and she'll be like, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, well then.
I'd take all that in the chin, dude. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Light me up.
You just celebrated 3 years.
Yeah.
Golly. Golly. That's amazing.
Yay, John.
How did it feel? Do the anniversaries become different at all as you move forward in your recovery? Was it different than year 2?
For sure.
How so?
And 2 is different than 1. I want to word this carefully. It's not that I don't care. They become less significant for me with each year. Like I remember how excited I was to get to 1 year. I
Yeah.
never celebrated that. I could never make it past 90 days.
Really? You never
Ever.
got to a year
No,
before?
I never
Ever?
got to 90 days.
Really?
Ever.
How many times? How many tries?
I think my first stint in treatment, I went to Glen Bay in 2011, and then up until 2020. So 9 years of treatment centers, and
In and out.
Yeah.
And never made it more than 90 days.
no, I'd
Wow.
go in somewhere and I'd immediately go back to work, and I'd be.
So when you got to 90 days this time and you got to 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, was there a part of you that was like, ah, shit, when's this shit going to fall off? When am I going to relapse?
No,
Or it was different.
no, it was different. I had went through a lot of personal circumstances around that time, and it was just the perfect storm for me at that point in my life. I was 3 weeks sober when my son was born. I had just overdosed in my parents' driveway. A lot of things had happened where it was like, I don't know if it was my coming to Jesus moment or whatever, but I knew that I was done. I was done.
And has that changed at all? Have there been moments throughout your recovery where you're like, man, can I do this? Or like significant desires, not thoughts, right? Because we have fleeting thoughts all the time. To this day, I'll go out to dinner tonight, I'll see a glass of wine, and I'll
Yes.
be like, that looks nice.
Yeah.
But like desires, I'm talking about a desire.
No.
Why do you think that is?
I'm too grateful and appreciative for the life that I have today, for my family, my children, the people I get to serve on a daily basis here, my friends, this everything I've done here, and I'd be letting a lot my down.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Responsibility.
Yeah.
Just too much on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And
My life is good.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy with my life,
I think that's part of the trick to like recovery and staying sober long term is not just like there's all this stuff we got to work on, but I think just like when you summarize it and boil it down is how do we make life so good that I don't like going back isn't an option. You know what I mean?
And that's not to say that bad things don't happen and I don't have bad
you took
days.
the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I was literally going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Like the shit's going to happen.
Yep.
That's unavoidable, unrealistic expectation to think that it's not going to be that way. But to like say like, man, I appreciate the things that I have, regardless of what they are. Right. Like I remember being in Zeph Recovery House.
Gosh, yeah, dude.
9 months clean. And I was so happy to have a roof over my head, to have 3 meals, and to just be able to like have friends that were sober that actually cared about me. It was just a little like to have a freaking bottle of water.
It didn't take much.
You know, like
Yeah.
just like when you can like realize that we're just so lucky to still be here after all the shit that we've been through
Right.
and appreciate that. It makes it a lot harder to go back out and like, man, risk losing our lives.
Absolutely. I catch myself a lot where my problems today are, it's everything that I asked for and I dreamed of, whether it be having to pick my kids up after work, whether it be, God, I got to come in and do this at work, or I got to like, I wanted all of this. Like, these aren't problems today,
Shit
you
you were
know, like
begging
I'm
for.
like, I had some problems, some real problems, you know, and today it's life, you know, and you deal with life on life's terms. And I'm really good these days of, you know, catching it and being like, man, like,
Yeah.
it's almost funny to me
Yeah.
at this point where it's like,
Yeah.
you got it good, dude.
Your belly's full.
Belly's full.
It's funny because I think everybody can relate to that.
Yeah.
Not everybody can relate to addiction. Everybody
Right.
can relate to being hungry at some point. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like everybody's like, God, food sounds so fucking good. And then you get that meal. Oh my God,
That's
that's
it.
so good. And you take a nap.
Yeah. God,
That's real nice.
Yeah.
That's real nice. What do you think about everybody being in recovery in order to help somebody? You have to be in recovery to help somebody?
I don't think so. No, because I think it doesn't hurt, you know, being able to relate on a, like, brother, like I get it, you know, I understand like what you're going through, what you're feeling, but there are so many influential people I had in my life that were not in recovery that helped me see things from a different perspective, and that helped me in ways that even people in recovery couldn't have, you know. So I think there are just special humans out there that are capable of helping anyone, you know, and I don't think you have to have lived it and experienced it to help spread goodness and help someone in this field.
I can relate. I had a couple people in my journey too that were
Good
like,
people.
I call them earth people.
Yeah.
Because like we're just not from Earth. We're from a different planet. I feel like us
Like the
addicts and alcoholics.
like the reptilian shapeshifter.
Just like the person on the back of the plane.
Yes.
Like we're not of here.
Yeah.
We have a couple of those Earth people here with us today,
We do. Yeah.
and absolutely, I'm glad that you said that they don't have to be in recovery to help somebody,
Yeah,
because that
that'd
would
be
have been
awkward.
real offensive and awkward if you
That'd been
said
real awkward.
because they're like they're here.
Yeah. What am I doing here?
I'll just step
I was
out.
giving John the death stare.
Should I just leave now? I don't,
They just
is that my
walk
cue?
out. They just take the mic off. Resignation on Angie's desk.
Okay. Bye.
But what got you guys into it, Corey? I want to start with you. Like, what got you into social work, helping people in general, but then also more importantly with the addiction population? Because there's so many paths of social work that people can take.
Yeah. Well, I knew I always wanted to help people, and it started off with in high school, I was like, I'm going to be a surgeon because I watched Grey's Anatomy. And then my mom gently was like, I think we should have prepared a little earlier for being a surgeon. And I was like, Mom, what do you mean? And then she's like, what about a nurse? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm going to be a nurse. That's it. I'm going to be a nurse. And then I got to like my junior of high school and I was like, I don't want to do like the physical side of helping people. Like, I don't want to give people shots, and I want to help people emotionally. And that's when I found social work. And then I went to college. And I learned a lot there, and that was like the big thing, because social work is great, but there's also like 30,000 options for jobs, and I felt so overwhelmed, and I'm like, what do I do? So I kind of narrowed it down, and I did my undergrad internship at St. V's, the hospital, but then
I
I
saw
got
some wild stuff there. Some wild stuff at these.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. And I did like OBGYN and NICU, but it got cut short because of COVID. Bummer. Big bummer. But then I actually just really sat there and like tried, with COVID going on and like finishing up my undergrad degree. I was like, what? Like, where do I want to go with that? And then I had a friend in the program who, she did like substance use. She was doing an internship, and I was like, oh, I'll try that. That's really interesting to me. And growing up, I feel like I'm from a very, very small town, and I feel like there is a lot of substance use going on there. And I saw people who were affected by it, like their family members and like some of my peers and friends. And it was actually something I was always interested in, but I almost stayed away from it at first because I did have that feeling, like, what if they're like, oh, well, she's not in recovery, like how can she help me? And I honestly felt that way. But then I kind of realized, like, in this field, I'm not going to go through every single thing that someone goes through. Like, that would be impossible.
Right.
So then I, started my first, like, big girl social work job with substance use, and I really liked it. I liked the population, I liked the people we, like, work with, and yeah.
So you do assessments now.
Yeah.
Among probably a few other things. But when you started in social work, what did you start with assessments, or were you kind of doing your first job in substance use?
Yeah.
Was it assessments from the get-go?
It was assessments from the get-go. Yeah. And like even at my internship that I was at for a little bit, I was doing like brief assessments with like the moms who just gave birth and stuff. And some of them, like they were positive for drugs. So, we had a contact. And so I kind of like got it right there, but I've always really liked the assessment.
What's the most what's the best part of your job?
I kind of, I don't know if this is going to sound bad.
It is what it is.
Okay. I love like gathering like a whole information about people. Well, as much as they want to tell me, but like, I love gathering information and then just like knowing that I'm like, okay, I'm going to pass you off to someone who's really going to like help you and stuff. And then I get to like talk to, I like fast pace and like learning like a lot about people, and then just kind of like, we're gonna bring you off to other people.
Tell me everything, and then
Okay, bye.
and then leave my office.
Yeah, I feel like that sounds really bad, but like
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying, and I think that's what it takes to be a good assessment clinician, right? Like a lot of people, not everybody wants to do that.
Yeah.
And so knowing that that's what you like to do and that's what you're good at, gathering that information is so important in order for the next person to do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. And I just like to collect like, okay, what are your needs at this time? Like, what can we immediately assist you with? And figuring out who we go for that and like who would be your best fit for a therapist. And I
remember when I learned the system, right? Like I've been in and out, I'm sure you did too. So I would know that like I'm going to Zeph, and if I say I did this, then I'm going into this intense program over here.
Yeah.
So do you see that? Like, because I'm sure that part of that, it's a game, right? Like getting the information, knowing that they're playing a game.
Yeah.
And so like pulling information out of because sometimes they're just not going to spew it all out, right? So like, is being able to just be creative, have those conversations. Yeah. It's a skill, right? Like it's something that you develop.
Yeah. When I first started assessments, I was like, I don't know. I was so nervous, and I don't know if they would say one thing and I'm just like, okay. Like I would just, but now I'm like, let's see, and then they end up circling back and be like, okay, I lied about X, Y, Z. And I'm like, okay. Yep.
And you're so good at it.
Yeah.
Like she's good.
Thank you.
Like,
well, I'm interning now, so I'm going to be sitting with you. Did Angie tell you that?
No.
She said that you would be nervous that I'm going to be in there.
Really?
So I'm telling you now here.
Oh no, I'm
surprised.
I'm going to train you up.
I don't want you to be nervous. I want to learn. I really do want to learn how you do it from the best. I remember being in an assessment one time at Rescue Crisis, telling the person that I shoot heroin once every other week. It's like, I use heroin once because I was trying to get OP.
No biggie.
I wanted OP. I wanted to come once a week or once every other week or something like that.
It's like a recreational
my mom's
thing.
Sitting up. I shoot up every once in a while. It's nothing. It's really not that. It's really not that
It's not
bad.
a big deal.
You know what I mean? I know my dealer.
Yeah.
I know where he gets his stuff from.
Yeah.
It's once a week.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. Life's good for the most part. Other than that one day, every other week, shit sucks.
I remember doing that.
Like,
gosh.
we're sick.
So
we're
sick. Yeah, I remember that. Now you deal with that.
Playing the system.
Always. Yeah.
I kind of love it though. I'm not going to lie.
You have to love it.
Yeah.
You have to love it.
I do. I really do.
You get to interact with so many different humans at a specific stage of their life and their recovery. And it's great.
And then you get to see them later. You know what I mean? Like you'll see them later in the halls or whatever it might be.
And I'm
like, wow, look how far.
Remember you lied to me?
Yeah. Like, remember that time I had to catch you
I knew.
That?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is cool. I didn't think about that. You get to like, for a brief moment, get to know 5, 6, 7 people a day.
Yep.
And just hear all the stuff about their lives.
Yeah.
You know, like that's
Just interesting.
I would just go home thinking about all that stuff. Because, you know, you're different in that sense that like you're doing groups and nature therapy where you get dirt on your shirt and stuff like that. To where you can't like have those one-on-one conversations as much probably in a whole day.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm sure you have a ton of conversations, or you just sit there and you're like, next topic.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, so you did you relapse now?
You should try that in treatment.
Yeah.
Like in your next one-on-one session, just do that.
You want to use now? Is that
Okay.
it? You want to use?
Whatever.
Just whatever. That's so good.
That's it.
You should do that and see
Yeah.
how somebody responds.
Oh my God.
I don't know
No
if you should.
way.
Actually, I don't know if you should do that.
Yeah, I
you might
probably
want to get
shouldn't.
that cleared by John or Angie or somebody.
So
It's
you
reverse psychology, dude.
I know you're running groups for us heavy now, and you weren't very familiar or comfortable with running those style groups, correct? So
Yeah.
you haven't been with us very long, and it's been a few months now. Can you tell me a little bit of like what that period looked like where you started, because you're blossoming now, and the clients rave about you. They love you. You run amazing groups. Your delivery, your command, the curriculum that you provide. Like, how did you get to a place where you were like comfortable running these? Because it's hard to get up in front of all these people and run a group, and you have all these eyes on you, and they're on you.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, so it's just like, I don't know, being comfortable with myself is the most important thing. And like being confident in myself and my knowledge and my experiences and being able to deliver that in a way where the clients can grasp it and like benefit from it.
Right.
So
Who's been
so
like a
good.
huge like trainer, leader, inspiration for you here or anywhere in your career to learn how to do those types of things, or just like even how to demand a conversation, to learn how to pull something out of somebody that you're talking to rather than just saying whatever? Who's taught you some things?
So, like, personally, I would say my dad has taught me a lot of things. He hasn't been very, like, physically present throughout my life, just because he moves around all over the country and stuff like that. But when I do get to see him and talk to him, it's always very valuable things. So, from, like, my personal life, I would say my dad. But here, like, Mackenzie, Nicole, Melisha, Jake, literally everybody teaches me new things every single day. So I can't really pinpoint any specific person from here. And I always have to remind myself, like, one of the most important things is to remain teachable. You know, like, and we tell our clients that all the time, but, you know, like, we have to remind ourselves of that too.
Absolutely.
To continue to grow and
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it changes. Everything that we're doing changes all the time,
Yeah.
right? Like laws change, regulations change, the drugs that are out there change, the medications for the drugs that are out there change. We're practicing this stuff. We'll never get it figured out. So we do. I think that's important to stay open-minded with that. How'd you get into this field?
So on both sides of my family, I've had people struggle with mental health as well as addiction. I've been around it my entire life. So my uncle and aunt were always alcoholics from a very early age, that like earliest that I can remember. But at that time, like, I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what mental health or addiction was. You know, I thought it was normal.
Right.
But as I got older, I realized that, okay, this is a problem, you know what I mean? And it started out with me realizing my cousin who was living with us, she was addicted to heroin. And we had to confiscate her car because it was in my mom's name. And, you know, house is being broken into because you owe the dope man money and all that fun stuff. And then my uncle was a window cleaner. He fell off of the thing that you like stand on or whatever, broke his back, got addicted to opiates that way. And then he was addicted to meth. And this is what like really drew me to wanting to help people and like provide my story to see, to like allow other people to see like how it can affect the family or like your loved ones. Is like, I had a sit down conversation with my uncle, and you know, he lived 4 houses down from me growing up. So he was like my father figure that was like physically present in my life. And just like pouring and spilling my heart out to him about like, you're not my uncle anymore. Like, I don't know who you are. And,
Damn.
you know, and just the fuck you, get out of my face. You know how it is. And that just made me realize, like, damn, like, this fucking sucks. And this probably affects a lot of people. And he is clean now. He has made his amends. So, yes, that's very good. And then with, like, mental health and stuff, I lost an aunt to suicide. So this was like throughout my teens. I didn't really know that like working in treatment was a thing, and I wasn't at the age to like get a job or anything like that. But when I was around like 19, 20 years old, I had a friend reach out to me, Mackenzie actually, and she was like, hey, I'm working at this treatment center. You should come check it out. Like, I think you'd really like it. And I was like, okay, sure. And I did. And dude, I just fucking love it. Like it like fulfills me, and having that sense of fulfillment and like actually doing good and like seeing progress being made it's just amazing. And like, I wouldn't change anything. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember when you came on over there.
Yeah.
Over yonder.
Yeah.
Over yonder.
Over the hill.
Across the pond.
Over there.
Yep.
Yeah. Where the grass is bluer on the other side.
Down the creek.
Down the street.
Yeah.
Up on the
over the yellow brick
south
road.
side.
Yeah. Southwest. But
Who's counting?
Yeah. Who's got a compass? Not me. Oh.
We should move on.
That I didn't.
There she goes. We should move on.
Yeah, you should stop.
Yeah, we get the point.
God, you're so good at it.
You really are.
I can see you trying, John, and it's not working.
I can't. I'm a very expressive person,
Yeah, I
so for
know.
me, it would be very hard for me to do an interview and like hold that
serious.
persona. No,
You
I
have
couldn't
to.
do it.
You have to do it.
You really do.
You,
You could do
really
it,
should
yeah.
start your
Yeah.
own. Even
But
if
it's
you're
not
doing like a
original.
stitch or a duet of
doesn't
it
matter.
or something,
Yeah.
like
You
you
make it
should do
original.
it. It would be
Yeah.
so funny just to because. Oh my god!
we're gonna- we'll
what
talk-
are they
we'll
called
talk
when
later.
you not mimic, but like when you
recreate
do
when
what
you-
somebody else does?
Yeah.
like the impersonators.
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like if I see like a Kevin Hart impersonator and it's spot on, I love watching that. shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I see an
That's true.
Eddie Murphy impersonator and that dude kills it, I'm like, that was so enjoyable to watch. You should do it. You should like play like a 10-second clip of her and then you do the same thing. I would be like, oh.
Those are funny.
Probably not.
I was waiting for
I just
it.
had to do it.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I
You
felt
should-
it coming
you
that
should-
time
yeah.
though. When you get that rock going,
She was going. Yeah, you
Yeah.
should stop.
Just give you the look.
yeah, that look.
That's it.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
So, where do you want to be in 10 years? In 10 years, do you see yourself doing assessments? Is it something you love so much that you're like, I found my spot?
Yeah.
I mean, because my previous job I was working with kids and I was doing like weekly individual therapy. That wasn't my jam. It was a lot, and I don't know if I think it was probably the kid part. But then now coming back here and just working with adults, and I didn't know if that was.
Are you okay, bro?
Yeah.
Did you have a comment?
That was no. It was like
If you want to say something,
like jump
bro,
in.
you have to
You're
wait.
good.
It was
What can
almost. I think it was like a burp, but I was trying to hold it in and not
I thought it was a
interrupt
gasp.
you, and then it turned into a. But then I hope
Did
no
you
one would
just
notice, and everyone
choke
noticed.
from indigestion
like,
on the podcast.
What did I
bro?
say? I'm so sorry.
What did you eat today?
Yeah, chipotle.
Oh yeah, you need some
Was it
Tums.
good?
You need a Prilosec in the
It was
morning.
just all right. You know, Cora, continue.
What's that?
I love when people have those airy laughs and they sound like an old man. I love it. I love it.
John's got it. Yeah. John's got a little old man airy laugh. You have the best laugh.
then turned real.
You, Nick Dawson,
I love.
I
Militia.
love
Yeah.
Nick's.
you
I
guys
can
all
hear
have the
Militia-
best laughs.
Yeah. Militia's got a. It's like I can hear it like from Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, anywhere in this building, if she
Yeah.
laughs, you can hear it.
I love
I want to
Nick
get
Dawson.
you, Nick Dawson. That's the best fucking
laugh.
laugh.
That's the best laugh.
I want to get you, Nick, and Militia in a room and just
The
get
whole-
you guys
it's just
laughing.
laughing.
Because
Synchronized.
Yeah.
you know how like when somebody else laughs really hard and they have a funny laugh, it makes
then
you
it makes
laugh.
you
Like,
laugh.
you can't
Yes.
you can't not laugh.
Yeah.
It would be like a never-ending
Just
laugh.
nonstop.
Like everybody was so tired. I can't stop laughing. Stop! Let me go! No, I need to go home. We've done that. Like nobody can leave because they can't slow down. They're just laughing for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
You come in next week and they're like 50 pounds lighter with a six-pack.
belly, bro. I walked out shredded, dude. What you do, dude? I just be laughing. I laugh a lot.
My friends are funny,
Yeah,
dude.
they're so funny. It's not a diet, or you don't been working? No, my friends.
My friends are funny as
funny as they're funny.
yeah.
They're just funny.
Real funny.
Real funny.
Whew, that was good. Where do you want to be, Jenna?
Oh, sorry.
10 years.
Honestly, I don't know right now. I know I still want to be working in treatment. I love dual diagnosis, and I don't know, my goal, I know I told you this before, is to be a clinical program director one day.
Good for you.
Yeah,
love
and
that.
I think I can
Awesome.
get there.
Yes, you can.
You absolutely can.
Absolutely.
So you're in school right now, still, also, correct? Yeah.
Yep.
That is
My
so
last
cool.
year, yeah. Well, last year of undergrad, but yeah, so in a year from now, I will be graduated, and I will have my license.
I'll take credit for that hire.
You did.
Yeah.
That was all you.
Yeah. She's so good. Yeah.
Wow. So one of the things that we do on here is we like to ask our guests if they have any questions for us about anything. Myself or John?
John,
Yeah.
is that motherfucker real?
I thought you were going to really get deep for a second.
I know.
there
I
when
was like, man.
I saw the crying face. I was like,
my,
oh, shit.
My wheels were turning like I'm ready to answer.
Yeah.
And then you hit me with that.
No, but Matt,
Yes.
where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Damn. That's a good question.
Hit you with it.
That's a good question. I'll definitely still be at Team Recovery. That's for sure. I would just in 10 years, I think that regardless of how many locations, I don't ever want to get like massive. You know, I don't want Team Recovery to be big because I've been a part of things that have grown really fast and quick, and they've lost their flavor, so to speak, or their special sauce, you know, and they just became another hamburger that anybody can make a hamburger, but it's your special sauce. And I also think that what makes this treatment in general, right? Like with what we're doing with adults in the addiction population, what makes a good treatment center is truly the people, like the team, the staff. And it's not like those people grow on trees. Like it's hard to find really good people. Really, I'm talking about
hard.
like the best of the best. And so as we grow, that's all I want. That's all that will ever be here is the best of the best. And so regardless of how big we want to get, we will only get as big as we can with having the best of the best.
Right.
So if that is like, if we're at capacity right now because there's just nobody else that's like stellar or trainable out there, we won't grow anymore. We'll just never open another location. So we'll always just stay like absolutely amazing. I don't know. There's other things I want to do. Ultimately, I want to try to be able to treat more people and just not say no to anybody, right? Like whether it's primary mental health or pregnant women or people on certain medications. Like right now, we don't do a lot of that stuff, so we have to say no. And so figuring out how to say yes when the time is right, if we can be amazing at it, is my goal.
Yeah.
I just want to be the best place. I want when people in Northwest Ohio, when they think about where should I send my loved one for treatment, like I want Team Recovery to be the name that pops in their head.
Yeah.
So that's where I want to be in 10 years. And I want it to be like that forever. Like I want Team Recovery to be a new thing in Northwest Ohio that is just a Toledo staple, like freaking Tony Pacos or some shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just associated with not hot dogs. Because we don't have.
Well, we could.
We don't have, I mean, we could have glizzies here if we wanted to.
We did serve glizzies for lunch today.
We do. Yeah. We do. Was that today?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe yesterday. This week. We will, if we haven't. I can't confirm or deny this, but we glizzies yesterday or today for sure. God.
Can't confirm or deny it. Why?
You know, I had to get John hip to Glizzy,
Yeah.
okay?
No, you're not.
I had to learn what it was too. I actually learned on a podcast.
I'm hip to all the hippos, bro. You ain't getting me.
I don't know what that is. What?
A glizzy?
Oh, let's get you hip, Cora!
Wow.
What is that?
What do you think it is? Let's play that game. What do you think a glizzy is?
I mean, a hot dog.
Oh, that's a random right guess.
Yeah, that's. Well, I guess we were kind of talking about hot
I'm
dogs.
using context clues.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay. Sick.
That's what it is. It's
Sick.
Isn't it weird though? Isn't that a weird term for a hot dog? A
Is
glizzy?
it?
Yeah.
Is it special? Like, is there something they put on?
I feel
Yeah,
like
how did
Jenna
that-
can take over from here. It was you actually taught me I didn't know what a glizzy was.
Why is it called
I
a
had-
glizzy?
No, I'm just having a full circle moment because I was talking to Mackenzie. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this podcast. She was like, what are you talking about? I said, I don't know. And she said, you should talk about glizzies.
Yes.
Didn't plan on talking about glizzies, and now here
And
we
then
are.
It just pops up.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really, really weird.
Fourth quarter, 2-minute
Who
drill.
brought up
like-
glizzies? Who brought up? I did.
You did. You said Tony
You said
staple like
glizzy.
Tony
I
Paco's.
said,
Glizzy's hot dog, and I said they got them for lunch, and then I don't know, and then she was like, "What's a glizzy?"
like that.
Ooh, extra mustard.
Glizzies. You learned something new today on Full Belly Podcast.
Wow.
Do you feel happy about that?
But I still want to know. Is there something?
Why?
special- Yeah. is
Why
it-
glizzies?
Yeah.
Is it a special kind of hot dog or is it just any hot dog?
And from
just
what?
any hot dog, but
Just
if
any.
you want the best glizzy, you got to go to Costco.
Oh.
Costco dogs are good. Costco dogs are
Those are
solid.
the long, right?
Thick that is.
So any hot dog can be a glizzy.
Like that is. Like that is.
She
What
said
did you
that.
say? Any
Why'd you-
hot
she
dog
said-
can be a glizzy. Oh, okay. It's just a term
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. It's a term for a hot dog.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
a
I
hot
thought
dog
it
in
was like
general.
a store or something or a brand.
Oh no,
Like a
like
type of hot
Rudy's.
dog.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
Like
what?
Vienna sausage glizzies.
Right, right. Okay.
You ever been to Glizzy's and had their hot
Glizzy.
dogs?
That's
Yeah,
what I was
you gotta
thinking.
go.
Yeah, I was like, I've never heard of that. Okay.
Glizzies.
Weird.
I'm waiting for a hot dog shack to open up called Glizzy's.
Yeah. Why? How is that? Not
That's
a
where I'll be
thing?
in 10 years, damn it. I'm going to have my own hot dog shack called Glizzy's. We're doing
That's
it.
a great idea. There's
Yeah,
there's
do it
got to
to
be
you,
one.
John.
What?
I got to do it to you.
What are you going to do?
We had a back. No, don't do it. Yes, do it. Show up.
Don't do it. Yes, do it. Glizzy Gobbler 200, dude.
Andy's bold.
Oh, okay, don't. You know, I can just show them my
Oh my
bad ones.
God.
No, show the ones that I made. I'll show the ones that I made.
Wow. There's so much hot dog history between you two.
Yeah, it's a
Why
thing.
is this- what's it? Hot dog girl?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing. Well, you guys were amazing. This was a really
So good.
I mean,
It was
spur
fun.
of the
Yeah, it was
moment,
fun.
last minute podcast got put together. We talked about glizzies. We talked about helping people and helping people with glizzies.
This was fun.
We love helping
You guys
people.
killed it. This was
Time
great.
to go.
Jenna!
I feel like that's just gonna be how it is
You
now.
told me to do this, John.
I did not tell you. I asked you.
You said you should be like that girl.
Yeah.
I'm being like that girl, and now you're mad.
I'm not mad.
Anyways.
Yeah, you guys can handle this off the camera. I don't know what the hell's going on, but seriously, thank you guys. Thank you
Of
for
course. Thanks for
Thanks.
having
Thank you
us.
for coming
yeah.
on.
It was so fun.
And if you guys ever want to come back, you know where we're at because we're like in the same,
Right here.
same building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in the same building, and you too. Thank you for coming on and filling
Yeah.
on for one.
Anytime. Love it. You people forget about Steve Kerr coming off the bench. He hit some big shots, you know. So no. Just tap
You
your
wanted
boy
to say
in
that so bad,
anytime.
huh? As soon as you heard you were coming on today, you fucking thought of that. You're like, who should I refer to myself as?
I was gonna go John Paxson or Steve Kerr. What was Steve Kerr? He hit a big shot.
I love you so much, dude. I love you so much.
That was fun. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for watching. If you found some value in what you heard today, please like, share, subscribe, whatever it is. Make sure somebody else sees it too. It's very, very important. We appreciate you guys so much. As always, call us if you have any questions, 419-561-LIFE. That is our job, is to listen on that hotline and give you advice, give you resources, or just listen. You know, not everybody has that. So we like to be able to extend that offer and provide that for people. So I appreciate you guys so much. Again, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.